As of Tuesday, the 34-year-old Gabriel Attal is France's youngest prime minister. He's also the country's first openly gay prime minister, which is being called a historic landmark in the French polity. But you may remember him from last year, when he made headlines as the education minister with a ban on abayas for Muslim schoolgirls in the classroom. At the time, he said one should not be able to identify a child's religion by clothes in a classroom, and secularism allows for emancipation through school. Right-wing parties lauded him, while the left and socialist parties called the decision an infringement of personal and religious liberty. Attal's swift political rise can compete with the speed of a bullet train, metaphorically of course. From a young recruit at the health ministry just a decade ago to now holding the second highest office in the country, the Parisian has rapidly climbed up the political hierarchy. He has also earned the moniker of Junior Macron or Macron 2.0, as he was part of an advisory group handpicked by the newly elected French President Emmanuel Macron in his early days of presidency. Macron trusted him to go on television appearances, and he became the known spokesperson during the tragic pandemic years. Another moniker given to him by the press and the public is the word sniper, as he seems to have an excellent control at answering even the toughest questions thrown at him, whether in parliament or the press. France 24 interviewed citizens on the streets of Paris who commented on his charming communication as well as his good looks and admired having a young technocrat with a steely exterior. He holds a nearly 40% approval rating with the French voters. Born in a mix of two religious environments, a Tunisian Jewish lawyer father and a mother with Orthodox Christian background, he was first considered a socialist political leader, then a center-left, and now some consider him center-mid, a sweet spot between Macron's social liberal outlook and his primary rival, Marine Le Pen, who is considered far-right. He is also considered to be fairly privileged, as he attended École à la Sienne, a private school preferred by the high-profile parents in politics and the arts circle in Paris. Later, he earned a master's in public affairs at the prestigious Sciences Po University. His political life began as a youth protester when he participated in anti-administration protests in 2005. Then his actual political career took off in 2012, when he was hired by his friend's mother, who also happened to be the health minister, Marisol Touraine. She apparently recognized him as a clever, responsive man who would have a great and bright future. He was Touraine's advisor and speechwriter for 5 years. In 2016, he left the Socialist Party and joined Macron. 2 years later, he was elected to the National Assembly. At the age of 29, he was selected as the Secretary of State at the Education Ministry, only to later become the Education Minister himself. But this posh education has some critics questioning the president's decision to elevate him as the Prime Minister. Some have questioned if there is any substance for him to hold that office beyond his dashing, handsome persona and smooth spokesperson skills. His actual political leadership role is only around 6 years, and the alleged cushy background may not resonate with the average French citizen who has been protesting the rising living costs for months now, a major cause behind the drop in approval ratings for President Macron. Attal replaces outgoing Prime Minister, the 62-year-old Elizabeth Borne, who was allegedly reluctant to hand in her resignation and in a letter called the decision simply as Macron's wish. Giving his first speech as Prime Minister, Attal said school reform would be his main focus, and his 3 economic priorities would be ensuring work is more valued than not working, simplifying life for businesses and entrepreneurs, and youth employment. Reports suggest that the outgoing Prime Minister had to face a lot of struggle to push through to get consensus with a minority government in the parliament. Though France has a slightly similar hierarchy as India with 2 prominent leaders, a Prime Minister and a President, it is the President in the French political landscape that kind of leads all control over the executive. Though there is no clarity on what Macron may want from Attal, reporters suggest Macron is hoping to capitalize on Attal's widespread popularity to counter the nation's discontent over rising living costs, unpopular pension reforms, and divisive immigration policies. This is Anviti for NDTV.